Welcome back, everyone. I'm Random Minion Caster, and the next game of the night will be between C2 and MG Blaze. C2 is currently 1-1, looking for their second victory of the evening, while MG Blaze is coming off a 2-0 record, looking to be undefeated for week 1 here. Now we're going to jump straight into Pro Draft, which has already been completed here, and as we can see, the first bans of the game, C2 will be on blue side, MG Blaze will be on red side, and the first bans of the game coming out for C2. They will be targeting the bot lane of MG Blaze, which has done very good work thus far. Billie Eilish and Wardbox holding their own. They're banning Aphelios, Caitlyn, and Leona. They're not wanting to deal with heavy engage from the support there, and they don't want too much range onto Billie Eilish. MG Blaze's return bans will be Ezreal, Syndra, and Ornn. Wanting Bipolar to be on a bit more less safe AD carries, and certainly Dexlaw still gonna be able to get his Yasuo, not having it banned still, but at least they banned the Ornn to prevent more knock-up options for C2 there. But C2 will be picking Senatemp Kench and Yasuo, exact same picks as their last game versus Shadow Keepers. So Dexlaw will once again get that Yasuo that he is so happy to just blind pick. MG Blaze will instead pick Misfortune Nautilus, so they will still have that heavy engage, and will have MF Ultimate for great AoE effect, and Sejuani in the jungle. So they are looking for that solid team fight which has served them so well on the bottom side of the map. The bans coming out for the second round will be Darius and Cassiopeia on the side of C2, and MG Blaze banning Warwick and Wukong, removing more options for knockups. So C2 does have the option for Malphite this game, but will instead go with Mordekaiser, whose displacement there, his pull, his claw, will be able to proc the Yasuo ultimate, and Zac, which is great long range initiate, great chaos displacement sort of ultimate and skills there, will also benefit the Yasuo, and this time they will have a bit of AP damage, so they won't be as hard pressed as last game to end it quick. MG Blaze will pick up Vladimir and Nocturne. Zyra ascends, the mid laner of MG Blaze here, well-known Cassiopeia player, has had it banned against him all night and has done very, very well on that Vladimir thus far. That seems to be a secondary pick every time it's banned. And that Nocturne will probably go to the top lane. So Dirty Hobo picking Nocturne top, not very commonly seen so far. Dirty Hobo has favored split push champions, which sort of are able to hold their own. They're not really looking much for team fights, looking more for damage and just 1v1 potential. But that has worked out for MG Blaze thus far. They are 2-0 with this sort of a team fight composition plus 1 split push for 1 split composition. So we will be getting directly into the game here. At level 1, both teams not exactly the strongest level 1. Vladimir, one of the weakest level 1s. Yasuo a bit stronger, but they do have the better level 1 CC with Wardbox on Nautilus. But I am expecting both teams to just be more defensive here, just 5-manning it, 5-point defense across the board here. We do see a ping coming out from C2 on the bot lane Tribush. Not sure if they're just being careful, maybe not wanting to be in there, and having ward box pop up. Dexlaw and Kinnison both happy to sit mid. They have spotted the Sejuani, so they know that they're probably not being invaded on, but still having a couple of gaps there. Could potentially get invaded, but it looks like they will be okay. And a ward coming out here. Oh, and a hook from Wardbox. We'll get onto Kinnison. Kinnison very tanky. Will probably be completely safe. Just losing a bit of health there. Just really a poke, a bit of a love tap saying, hello, how are you? And good luck, have fun. And we see wards coming down from Billie Eilish in the Pixel Bush bot side to be matched by Demon Chain. So that's wards down here from the entirety of C2's bot lane. So they will have to play a bit more carefully in the beginning. It won't be too long before they have wards, but for the initial bit, they will have to be careful. And we do see both junglers starting on the bot side. CPEC starting his blue, Kinnison starting his red. Will have their bot lanes to help here. Top laners not bothering to try and hide where the starters have just both decided to show top lane and get into the fights right away. Now looking at that top lane matchup, Mordekaiser versus Nocturne. That's a very interesting, unusual matchup. And Nocturne can win it as long as he lands his skill shots, but he does not actually want to extend trades early in the first couple of levels, so he's got a couple more points in his shield. Dirty Hobo, as is his tendency, being very aggressive, getting that very early lead here, already chunking Chef Boy down to half health. Mid lane, Yasuo should be able to bully out Vladimir quite well in the early games, so Zyra ascends, managed to get some level and some items, after which Yasuo will have to be careful for Vladimir's very high sustained output and sustain. Bot lane here, aggressive bot lane from MG Blaze. Nautilus MF, well-known lane bully, able to put out a lot of damage, but very short range. He does have to be careful for the poke from Senna there, and ward box on Nautilus, very good engage. Mid lane, we see a gank coming down. Dexlaw using his tornado there. CPEC flashing to try and get the stun off, will not get the stun off, taking 2 turret shots. Very, very low. Has to be careful for Dexlaw going in, igniting, and just getting the burst down, but will be able to get to safety there. So that's flash down from the mid lane and the jungler. Dirty Hobo going aggressively on C-Boy. Going a little too far, and the claw there from Chef Boy will yank him to turret, will take a turret shot, but Nocturne does have some innate potent sustain and should be fine, but does have to watch his mana very, very low there. CPEC, after taking the turret shot, not basing, choosing to continue farming his jungle, will be able to keep up with Kinesin in terms of CS and experience. Now, Kinesin going for that scuttle has to be very, very careful. Flashing onto CPEC, looking for that first blood. Will he get it? No, CPEC smites the scuttle to get his health back. And we see mid lane, Zyra ascends, rotating up, will get the first blood. Chef Boy flashing to kill CPEC, will be able to secure it just by walking at him, but will not be able to get out with his life. So that's 2 for 1 and a flash out of Chef Boy and Kinesin. Not worth it at all for C2 here. And bot lane, lots of just fighting and aggression, lots of poke. Not much really sticking at this point, and it's just mostly CSing here. Combined 18 CS, combined 25 there of C2 to MG Blazes. Dirty Hobo having a huge minion wave, little low on health, little low on mana. Looking for that dive, but probably not safe as him. He will instead base and spend that well-earned gold from his 1 kill and 1 assist. And for being shoved in, Chef Boy is not down too much CS. He did use his TP to get back into lane. With Dirty Hobo looking like he's going to walk back into lane rather than use his, so we'll have TP advantage. And mid lane, Zyra ascends with his blue buff. That doesn't really do much other than reduce his cooldowns. Is getting a lot of poke onto Dexlaw there, doing very well for himself. Is down a bit of experience right now, but should be able to catch up off this wave here. And he did teleport back to lane, so he doesn't have, only has his flash up, doesn't have any combat summoners available mid. Yasuo's flash is down, but he will have his ignite up for level 6, and we'll have to see how that level 6 goes, as that is a huge power spike for Yasuo, while Vlad relies more on his power spike, on his items to get his power spike early in the game. Objectives up right now. Dragon is up. Herald will be coming up in about 2 minutes 15 seconds, and we do see vision from both teams there onto the Infernal Drake. Infernal would be well liked by both teams. Not the most important Drake level for the first Drake in early levels, but still very helpful, and everyone that. Dexlaw taking a lot of damage from Zyra ascends there, looking to try and hit level 6. Does have his tornado, and we'll have to see how that goes, but Zyra ascends will be able to sustain up if he does not get bursted down, so Dexlaw has to be very, very careful. Running double Duran's Blade, so we'll have some lifesteal to sustain back up. Dirty Hobo, still, every time we look up here, we see Dirty Hobo just absolutely abusing that lane matchup. Chef Boy starting to lose a lot of CS, but we do see Kinesin waiting in the wings, trying to get a kill. Will not land the knock-up, but will get the pull there. but Dirty Hobo just turning it around and going for the kill instead. Knesset not having his passive up from the last fight. That will give Hobo 6, and he will dive Chef Boy. Chef Boy will survive that turret dive. Very, very aggressive by Dirty Hobo. The mid lane fight breaking out as Dexlaw gets the ultimate off the on Zyra Ascends, gets the ignite, but Zyra Ascend will survive. And now Dexlaw has to be careful. Doesn't have his ultimate, doesn't have ignite. Zyra Ascend already using his ultimate, but the sustain from Zyra Ascend will allow him to basically stay in lane and just CS safely, while Dexlaw doesn't have quite as much sustain and will have to be careful. Looks like he's going to go clear those pink wards there in the Pixel Bush bot side. Very low on health, doesn't quite have vision in CPEC, but looks like he will be able to do that uncontested, as CPEC was looking for a gank on the top side of mid lane there, and will now be spotted as he just decides to walk across the mid lane. Looking at both differentials, it's not a huge difference between teams right now. 1.4 thousand gold, 2 kills on the side of C2 to 3 kills on MG Blaze, and most of that difference in gold sitting in the top lane. 600 gold difference between Dirty Hobo and Chef Boy. Other than that, it's mostly just the mid lane has 500 gold discrepancy from Zyra being able to out-sustain and out-lane Dexlaw in that particular matchup here. Dirty Hobo continuing his onslaught on Chef Boy. Gets Chef Boy down, but Chef Boy's shield will allow him to sustain back up. We see the death round being used here, and will pick up the kill on Dirty Hobo. And while that was happening, bot side of the map, MG Blaze starts up the Inferno. Drake thinking they have a numbers advantage, but Zac manages to jump in and steal the Inferno Drake there, which is absolutely huge for them. The minimal loss in terms of having to fight the stronger looking MG Blaze here and getting the dragon to boot. That is huge for them. Top lane, we get the teleport coming out from Dirty Hobo, and he will finish off the job he started earlier, taking down Chef Boy, who decided to overstay after getting the kill on Dirty Hobo there. Dirty Hobo as a player has shown a tendency to duel as much as possible. Bot lane, the Nautilus ultimate comes down, but is stopped fast by Tom Kench devouring his lane mate. Bipolar Rat getting to safety there, and looks like they will reset. CPEC looking for a gank, but there is a ward in the front bush, and Billie Eilish looking to base instead. They will catch out that ward. It will expire before they can clear it, and CPEC will be spotted out there, and C2's bot lane will remain safe. And we were just talking about Dirty Hobo as a player having very aggressive tendencies, liking that 1v1 duel there, constantly applying pressure. And Nocturne into Mordekaiser, that matchup has worked out very well for him thus far. He's able to 1v1 Mordekaiser with impunity. Has died twice, mostly just due to greed, which is not a good sign for Chef Boy, in that Chef Boy can't 1v1 him and is slowly falling further and further behind here. We see the bot lane from C2 also basing now to match the basing and backs and buys of MG Blaze's bot lane. MG Blaze, Billie Eilish will manage to get a BF sword as well as the Warhammer there for more attack damage and cooldown reduction. And we see Nautilus ward box just picking up a Glacial Shroud right away. That will help a lot with any damage Senna is going to be able to put out there. So we'll have to watch that bot lane. Very volatile level 6 there. MG Blaze is going to be looking to get kills, especially if CPEC decides to spend more attention to the bot lane, giving ganks. And as we speak of CPEC, he is going upwards towards the top side, dropping a pink onto Herald there. They know it's warded, and Chef Boy just had to go back to base. Won't be spotted out, but we see Dexlaw going to reinforce Knesset there. And bot lane, ward box getting a good catch into Bipolar Rat, but again, Tom Kench keeping that safe with that quick swallow. Knesset hearing the pink ward there, tries to jump to safety, but Nocturne will get in the way. Bot lane, we see the Nautilus ultimate coming out on Bipolar. No Devourer this time to keep him safe, and Billie Eilish will take him down with bullet time. Top side again, the earlier catch on Knesset, Now baiting his top laner Chef Boy and mid laner Dexlaw into death as they go to support him, but the combination of Dirty Hobo, CPEC, and Zyra will be able to turn the fight there and kill them. And we're starting to see the team fight power of MGB coming out here. The Sejuani ultimate, the Vladimir ultimate increasing damage in brawls of 3 or more people. The advantage is always going to go towards the side of MG Blaze with bigger AoE CCs, bigger AoE damage there. And Dirty Hobo pumping out the damage there. Absolutely massive for them top side. And even bot side, we are starting to see that combination to the AoE ultimate from Nautilus point and click, followed by Billie Eilish's bullet time. It's a lot of damage if they catch anybody in there. Tom Kench might be able to survive, Zac might be able to survive, but if Bipolar on Senna gets caught, instantly going to go down. Dexlaw getting very aggressive there, looking to land a tornado, doesn't quite get it, and Zyra Sense will instead turn around and get a lot of poke damage, chunking Dexlaw back out of a safe health range there in the mid. And those fights across the map, basically almost a delayed aces. Only Tom Kench Demon Chains getting out to safety there has cracked the game wide open. Now a 6k gold lead on the side of MG Blaze, which has been distributed to all the lanes here. Every single lane having an advantage across their lane opponent. That is huge for them, and we'll have to see what they're going to do as Drake, second Drake, Mountain Drake will be coming up in about 10 seconds. CPEC is hovering around bot side. He will be spotted on wards, but will be able to clear out all those wards there. They'll most likely be looking to get that Mountain Drake. And Dexlaw landing the tornado on Zyra Sense, gets the ultimate, but that maybe was not a trade he wanted as Zyra Sense just turns it back around, eats everything, including the ultimate and everything, and still coming out with more than half his health. They will also drop Herald and break open the mid T1 here. They will stop Zac's dive over the wall. A good Nautilus ultimate to stop Kennison from hopping over and trying a second steal there. And then we do see Chef Boy going after Zyra Sensible. Death Realm, Vladimir there, and will pick up the kill. Flashes blown from both mid and top there. Will get the kill, but the rest of MG Blaze will show up and pick off Kennison as Kennison tries to get a piece of that action. Chef Boy also going down to Dirty Hobo there. That's a 2-for-1, but very low health bars on the side of MG Blaze. They will have to base, and we see the bot lane of C2 Demon Chains Bipolar finally arriving. A flash and tornado from Dexlaw as he tries to pick up kills, will be dissuaded by a bullet time and devoured by Demon Chains to keep him safe, and everybody will be able to get out safely there. So good retreat there from the side of MG Blaze. So MG Blaze will get both tier 1 and tier 2 turrets there for mid lane, as well as trading 2-for-1 overall. Very favorable and well done by MG Blaze. Their lead growing from that 6k we were just talking about to 8k now. Gold lead, a lot of it sitting in that top lane. Dirty Hobo, the richest person in the game right now, sitting about 8,000 gold. And you can tell exactly what Dirty Hobo wants to do. He wants to split push. He's picked up that Sanguine Blade, and he's going to just pick a lane, split push, and add pressure while the rest of his team looks to get a 4-on-4 fight, or to delay long enough for Dirty Hobo to just pick up solo kills and turrets. And the rest of MG Blaze is very well placed to get those team fights. Sejuani and Nautilus will be able to pump out lots of AoE CC. We've got the bullet time, which can be amplified by Vladimir's Hemoplague. That is basically an absolute team fight dream for most teams here. So we'll have to see how C2 is going to get back. They do have options to get picks. They have good pick potential from the Senna, from the Mordekaiser, from the Zac. And Yasuo also has good team fight damage, but Yasuo is very behind at this point in the game. Only having Berserker's Greaves, no completed first item for him yet. We'll have to see how that goes. He does have to somehow catch farm and get himself back into the game here. We do have some completed items coming out of Chef Boy, who does have a Proto Belt, and Demon Chains, who got an early Sunfires. Not sure that's necessarily the best item for him, especially in team fights, but we'll have to see how that goes. Ward Box getting caught out on the side there, and Dirty Hobo fighting a 1v1 against Chef Boy. Chef Boy taking him to the Nether Realm, but not sure that's a fight he wants, and we see the Nautilus ultimate come out here. Ward Box using it to disengage. He will get the depth charge off, and that will allow him to get to safety here. And a good attempt here, but Kinesin now getting caught out on his own, looking for the gank, but will get caught out by Ward Box, Billie Eilish, and CPEC going down, and Dirty Hobo just turning on the ultimate, turning off the lights by turning on his ultimate, will jump straight onto Bipolar Rat and will get the solo kill there. 1-for-1 will get shut down by Chef Boy, but Chef Boy now going down to the rest of the gank squad there. So that 650 bounty going over to, sorry, 350 bounty plus 300 kill going over to Chef Boy there. And while all that action was happening in the top lane, Dexlaw falling 1v1 to Zyra Ascends. That is a huge problem. There is no one they can use to stop the split pushes. When they had a numbers advantage, they couldn't even kill the people. It's looking dire right now for C2 as MG Blaze is getting leads across every lane here. And they will get the T2 turrets in both top and bot lane. So now C2 only having their tier 3 inhibitor turrets left standing right now, losing pressure across the map. Baron will be spawning in about 10 seconds here, and Cloud Drake will also be spawning in about 50 seconds. It's a very good thing that Kinesin managed to steal that first dragon, because it will stall out that soul timer on the side of MG Blaze. And just looking at the leads here, Dirty Hobo has a level lead on Chef Boy in the top lane, 1v1 level 12. Dexlaw level 10 to Zyra's level 13, 3 level lead here. And who are they going to send to stop the split push? Both Dirty Hobo and Zyra Ascend have item leads, have level leads. They don't have an answer to the split push threat which MG Blaze has right now. And teamfights, they don't seem to be able to win those either. Vision side right now, MG Blaze clearing all the vision around the Cloud Drake. Looks like they're setting up for that one, and C2 will have to walk blind into this if they do want to try and contest or steal it. Kinesin set up on the side, looking to try and get that steal again. He'll have to go by gut instinct this time, as they do not have vision in the pit. Dirty Hobo doing what he does best, split pushing the top lane, does have teleport, does have ultimate available. Will be able to join at any time he wants to. Zyra Ascends, doing tons of damage, solo killing Dexlaw there. Dexlaw not having a chance, but now Zyra Ascend getting collapsed on possibly by Bipolar and Demon Chains, but it wasn't so much that he was getting collapsed on as he's getting the collapse on them. Gets the kill on Bipolar at CPEC. In the meantime, will get the Cloud Drake, second Drake of the game there for MG Blaze. And the Herald drop top. Dirty Hobo getting the solo kill on Chef Boy. That's a guaranteed turret. Shelly won't even be able to get damage down on that turret. We'll get it instead on the Nexus, on the inhibitor directly rather than the turret. Demon Chains and Kinesin, they don't have the damage to kill Dirty Hobo. Dirty Hobo turning the fight around. Billie Eilish will pick up Kinesin while Dirty Hobo will pick up Demon Chains there. That's 3 dead still on the side of C2 as MG Blaze are now pushing on the Nexus turrets there. Shelly getting lots of damage off, will assist in taking one of the Nexus turrets, and the rest of MG Blaze will be able to easily take down the other. Death timers are still ticking here on C2. Looks like this will be the end of the game for MG Blaze. Swift 21-minute game on the side of MG Blaze here. 20 minutes, 26 seconds to be exact is the end of that game. Very decisive, one-sided game from MG Blaze. They found their lead and they just absolutely shoved it down C2's throats. 5 kills to 21, the final score of this game. 27,000 to 42,000 gold is the final gold standings here. And yeah, MG Blaze has shown themselves to be an incredibly strong team. They know how to get a lead and they know how to close out a game. Again, kudos to their strong solo laners, Dirty Hobo and Zyra Ascends, both getting huge leads for themselves here. And basically, with the roaming around with CPEC to make Kinesin's life absolute hell in this game. And then they just took those leads and snowballed it and just completely destroyed C2. They drafted a good comp and knew exactly how to play it. So with that, the standings for C2. C2 will end the night with 1 win and 2 losses here. And MG Blaze will finish the night top of the standings, 3-0, undefeated. Congratulations to MG Blaze. Good first week showing for MG Blaze here, and we'll have to see if they manage to continue this into the second week. And on the side of C2, there has been a rough week 1 for them, but that doesn't mean that the league is over for them. This is only the very, very first week. They have plenty of chance to come back in, and as they find their place, we'll have to see how they go on, and hopefully they will be able to pull themselves up in the standings here. And with that, that is the end of day 1 of week 1 of the Coalition League spring season. Thank you guys for tuning in. We still do have the other games going on right now, so feel free to join either stream twitch.tv/coalition league or twitch.tv/coalition_league primary and secondary channels there. And for now, this is Random Minion Caster signing off. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next week.